see. Hold on, girl.
Go erotica.
Huh?
Erotica.
Because he like erotica.
Oh my God. Listen, he likes erotica. Okay. Maybe I should do the new one then.
Ooh, a new one.
That one kind of aggressive.
Go ahead,
One
get
time.
it. You can stand up if you want when I fix the camera.
Look, I'm gonna stay sitting down. I'm gonna set it. Look, let me give you a drink. Let me sip.
I can step out the frame for you. You know, it could be totally you.
You gotta do that.
Well, I sit here with you, no problem.
You see? Okay, so this one I wrote. It's called How I Like. Look, I gotta get myself prepared. I gotta get myself prepared for this one. Jeez. Okay. I want you to fuck me. And I'm not talking no measly vanilla ass fuck. Baby, I like flavor and a man with a sweet tooth. I want you to make my toes throw up gang signs that'll have you confused about what set I rep. When we are done, I want us to have to change the mattress because we soak more than just a sheet. I want kisses where your tongue and mine are in a war for dominance that neither one of us are willing to lose. I need your most primal instincts to be at their peak so you can come capture your prey. I want you to devour me in such a nasty way that the devil will want to hide his face. When you lift your head from between my legs, I need to see your beard at its healthiest. Like you just ate a warm ass Krispy Kreme donut extra glaze. And don't you dare wipe it off. Cause baby, I'm gonna need to taste me too. I'll suck every drop of me from your tongue as we moan in unison, enjoying the way I taste. So when we're done with that exchange, baby, I'm gonna need you to fuck my face. With eye contact, me on my knees.
I'm sorry. You heard him.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. Oh God. Go ahead, continue though. I don't see how you won't pay attention to him because
I never pay attention to nobody. Okay. All right. With eye contact, me on my knees looking up at you as my throat and your dick get well acquainted. I'm talking nice to eat. Meet you. And don't worry about me, baby. I'm a certified nose breather, so the sound effects are part of the show. After that, grab my throat and push my ass down on the bed because I like that aggressive shit. Be my daddy dom and I'm your submissive little slut. And when you first slide between these juicy lips, don't close your motherfucking eyes. Keep them right on mine as I cast my spell. You already know I'm gonna need that soul because great sex ain't the only thing I'm leaving with. Handcuffs and crop sticks, you know I'm with all that freaky shit. We can even throw a few toys in the mix. And make sure you tell me how well I'm taking that dick. And let my moans and screams be the evidence you need to know you killing my shit. Praise is definitely a kink of mine as well as you edging a bitch. When I say I'm about to come, make me wait for it. Because in that moment, daddy, you own my orgasms. Make me beg for the release you want so badly to give. Fuck what the neighbors say because they gonna know your name today. Grab a fistful of my hair as you hit it and doggy. And you don't even need hands for this ride because I know how to throw it back. So you just better be ready. Run your tongue up my back, making my whole body quiver. And when you say you're about to come, I'll let you dive deeper into this river. And ain't no pulling out, baby. We gonna shoot this club up. Cause I love to feel that dick throb as you feel me with your seed. Let's just hope there's no survivors and that this birth control continues to succeed. So again, what do I want? Well, to sum it up, I want you to fuck me how I like to be fucked.
oh my God! You give you a clap.
You nasty, nasty.
He ain't even supposed to be talking about that. He over there ready to pass out. Ready to pass out. Did you see him?
Oh my God, look head shake.
I seen him from the corner of my eye just go. I was like,
I'm ready to kick these kids out the house. Shit.
Look, that cast my face.
You did it. And did. Welcome to Raw Talent with your host, Miss Tink. Welcome to Raw Talent. Welcome to Raw Talent with your host. Who is Janae?
Janae is not right. Janae is a loving, so loving individual who always takes herself and puts herself in other people's shoes.
So you're understanding.
Very understanding. I always joke and say I'm literally one of the most understanding people ever. I always say, you ain't gotta lie to me.
Right.
Whatever the situation is, I am so understanding.
Do you think that you're understood?
Woo! That one? Very, very few people actually understand me. Very few people.
Why do you think that is?
I feel like my mindset is different. I feel like I'm very different from a lot of people, the way I think. And I guess you could say I'm kind of rare. I know people always say that.
It's good though.
But I really feel like I am.
So you sit in that. You own that.
Yes.
That's good. Raw talent. So, what is your definition of poetry?
Ooh, my definition of poetry. Just taking all of you and putting it into words. Everything, all of your emotions, everything you feel, and just pouring it into words and trying to get someone to feel how you feel in that moment with your words.
How hard is that?
I feel like when it's something you're trying to force, it's hard.
Yeah.
But when it's just raw and coming out on its own, I feel like it's easy.
So do you like freestyle or do you write?
I don't freestyle.
Okay,
I gotta write. Look, I feel like with the freestyle, my mind is going so fast that I can't always catch
so many
everything.
thoughts that
Yes.
you got. Yeah.
And I was telling somebody, I do my best writing when I'm driving. And I'm like, I can't write when I'm driving.
So
but my
recording?
mind,
How do you
I
do
said
it?
I'm going to start recording. So that's what I'm starting to work on now. Actually just putting my recorder on and having it on while I'm driving, because that's when I just get everything. And shoot, there's been times where I done pulled over. I was like, no, I got to get this out.
Right.
I got to get this out. This is too good.
Do you do if you don't get it out that you lose it? Like if you write, you'll forget it.
I will forget it.
Yeah.
That's what I hate.
I just told somebody that a couple of weeks ago. I was like, even if it's like 2 words, you know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? If 2 words are resonating, then I have to like, okay, let me put this in my notes. It might take me 3 weeks to come back to it, and then I got a 4-page poem off those 2 words.
Exactly. I tell people sometimes I can write a poem around one line, and that line could be all the way in the middle or at the end, and I done wrote the whole poem around that one line. I've done that a lot.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. So, what is the difference between spoken word and poetry?
So I feel like with poetry, you got to think about it a little bit more. And some people like try to get the worry about a rhyme scheme. But with spoken word, you're literally just flowing. You're not worrying about like a rhyme or rhythm. You're just letting it out. I feel like spoken word is more raw.
Yeah.
Both of them are raw, but I feel like spoken word is more raw.
It's less rules.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Ain't caring about no stanzas.
Yeah, that's why I feel like I do more spoken word than I do poetry.
Right. Daggum. Like the whole thing.
Mine did.
Because of that ice was cold.
Look, exactly.
Okay, so what is the hardest part of being a poet?
The hardest part about being a poet to me, getting up on that stage and actually delivering exactly what you felt in that poem.
Recreating the moment.
Recreating that moment and actually like, because I have times where I go over my stuff and I go over with my mom and she's like, is that how you going to read it? And I'm like, nah. She's like, no, perform is like how you felt when you wrote
Practice
that.
it how you. Yeah.
So that's the thing I've learned how to get better with.
Have you ever thought about getting somebody else to read your poetry?
No, because with that, I guess you could say like I'm sensitive about my stuff, and I don't want to ever come around someone or have an incident where someone's trying to take my stuff.
Right.
Because I won't be nice about that.
I don't blame you.
Exactly. I put my heart and soul into that.
So you have no problem performing then?
Mm-mm.
You don't get nervous?
Oh, I be nervous. I don't know what I feel like. I be up there like this, shaking like I don't know. But
yes, and I be asking people like afterwards, like, did you see the mic going?
Like, and people, and they always say they never tell, and I'm like, I don't see how y'all couldn't tell, because I swear I'm up there like this, and I feel like my voice is shaking. But
what do you do outside of going over your poetry? Is there anything, any other rituals you have to do before you perform to help you get ready? And
get a drink. I always get a drink.
I tell people I never perform sober.
Never.
I gotta have a shot. I gotta have a shot because there's no way in the world.
No way. I feel like if I'm sober, my mind is going too much, and I'm trying to perform, but I'm also thinking about how am I looking? Can they hear what I'm saying? Do they understand what I'm saying? Does this sound right? Am I saying this right? It gets too much going on. So if I get that drink and I ease up a little bit, I'm like, I get on that stage, girl, and show them the baddest bitch there is.
No, that's right. I know that's right. So do you ever like be performing, right? And then you look in the audience. And you know, part of performing you reading your crowd. You know what I'm saying? So and you pulling energy and the energy is just not there.
So what I do is, because I'm blind. And them lights be shining. Girl, listen, I got on glasses, but them lights be shining. I can't see nobody.
Oh, so you feel like you're in a room by yourself?
No, I listen.
Okay.
So I'm performing, but I'm listening to my crowd.
Okay.
And that kind of directs where I'm going to go with the voice and my tone of my poem. So like when I did one not too long ago, I went to Hampton, and it was like a bar and restaurant lounge setting. So you know, whenever you're in a bar setting, people are going to talk. So what I do is, when I feel like I'm losing my crowd, I change my voice a little bit. Get a little bit louder, make them listen to me.
More assertive. And
I notice the room gets quiet.
Right. Because you commanding it.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah, because I know sometimes I just be like, these people is not. They
look at me like feeling like that. Yeah.
And then you get off and they be like, oh, that was so good. Yeah, but your energy in your face is just giving me like, okay, when is this going to end type vibes. You know what I'm saying?
That's another reason why I'm glad I can't really see my crowd like that. Because I don't see that. But like I said, I constantly listen. I've had times where I performed and it was completely quiet.
Right.
And I was like, well, I'm doing what I need to do.
Do you prefer snaps or claps?
Whatever. I'm okay with whatever because I love verbal. Like, so, okay. Like, I love that. I feed off that. But I'm okay with the clapping or the snaps as well. But that verbal, it pushes me. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing what I need to do.
It gives you that little, like, I got them.
It hypes me up,
I got a couple of, this thing is really sticking to my cup. But I got a couple of pieces where it's like, I know I'm going to grab the crowd. You know what I'm saying? And I've been told, like, with my poetry, that my poetry is thinking poetry. Poetry that, you know what I'm saying, you got to listen because you got to catch what I'm saying. Because I'm going to paint a picture. You know what I'm saying? So how would you categorize your poetry?
So I feel like with my poetry, I try to tell a story. And I try to take that person on that story with me. I try to make them envision what I'm speaking about or what's going on. Especially with my erotic.
I always do erotic poetry too.
Yes.
You got multiple genres. Oh, you happy about that one? What's that? Yeah. Okay, sis.
So with my erotic, I always say I cast a spell on the room.
Okay.
So, like... It's so funny because I'm like this silly, giggly person.
I can't.
But then when I get on stage, it's like different. Like it's whole different. People are like, "What? This was you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So with that, like I said, I feel like I cast a spell, and I try to make sure that when you leave that event that night, you go home ready to make some shake.
Okay.
So I try to make sure.
All right. So what other genres do you tap into?
So I always say that. I always say my poetry is about love, good, bad, sexual. It's always about love. But I also have some poetry that is a little touchy, and I haven't performed as much of it because I'm waiting for the right settings for those, because they're deep. Some of them go into abuse. The Black Lives Matter ones, anxiety problems and stuff. So they're deeper, and like I said, I'm waiting for the right settings for those because they're intense.
Right. So are these things that you experience, like the abuse?
Some of them. So the abuse one, no. It was actually having so many friends and family members that went through it, and I was right there with them.
Yeah.
So it was like I put myself in their shoes and I felt their pain.
Right.
And I had to like rewrite one of them because I felt like I tried to tell it as if it was my story. And I was like, it's not getting across the right way.
Right.
So I switched it up to, can I tell your story?
Right.
And that one, I actually did perform that one a while back. And that one's called Little Girl. And I did like a video for it. But like I said, I switched it up completely. And I feel like it's 1,000 times better. But I know when I perform it,
you will bring somebody to their knees.
Yeah, I might like trigger some things with people. So that's why I've been waiting to perform it.
I would say step out there because somebody need to hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody need to hear it. Yeah, and it might be the person that's in the room that came for entertainment, but they need to tap into knowing that other people went through it, and you know what I'm saying, they got somebody who understand that ain't even been through it but can be there for them. Just want to say that, you know.
Yeah. I'm getting there. I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna do it.
Problem.
It's gonna be.
So is it what drives your writing? Like, you know, sometimes people say it's better to perform music and poetry from pain. Like that breeds the best content. But is that the only way that you can really write? Because you said love, so I'm pretty sure that's not somebody that's happy.
Some of it is happy, yes. But a lot of my stuff does come from pain. Even if it's not my pain, it's other people's pain or the world's pain altogether. A lot of my stuff and a lot of my real good stuff come from pain. I actually have one that I wrote where I'm talking about how pain is beautiful to a certain extent. If you like, when you see people, these pitch portraits that are painted, these songs that are put out, poems and spoken word that is put out, a lot of this stuff is from pain, and when you hear it, it's like, wow.
Right.
Like, that's beautiful. Like, that is crazy. And I said that pain can create some of the most beautiful pieces ever.
Speaking of creating beautiful pieces, but it is evident because I flinch whenever you just call my name. And when I lay in bed with you, it's no longer pleasure, only pain. When is the sun going to come out and stop all this rain?
Oh my God.
Staying with this man.
What am I to gain?
So, can you bring us into that?
Woo! That piece right there, oh my gosh, is so near and dear.
Because I read it and it was like, whew.
That piece is so near and dear because it's still a current situation of my life. And it's someone I've dealt with for a long time now. And it's been an on and off again situation, and it's never been like us together. We're friends, and you know, lines can get blurred, stuff get a little crazy. And I felt like I mixed that in with another story as well, but it mainly was my truth hidden in there, basically, if that makes sense. So it was like the emotions I felt with dealing with that person, when the confusion set in, when the communication wasn't there, and it was like, I'm an overthinker. So I was left to my own demise to make up whatever in my mind. So things got...
being poetic right now.
Listen.
We got to replay this so you can catch the words.
So it was so much emotions that I felt were actual confusion. And it would never get straight because it was never addressed. It was never actually talked about. Until actually recently, it finally got talked about. That conversation was finally hit, and now I'm like in such a much better place.
Oh, so you got closure there.
Yes. And I'm like, we could have did this like 3 years ago. Why we wait till now? Why we wait so late? Why did I have to go? And
you needed to write that piece though.
And we need to go through things because I can't say from that situation I have learned, calm the hell down. You can't control nobody.
Right. Definitely.
And I learned what I like and what I want from a man and what I don't want.
But you need that too. We need that too. I got one more piece I want to ask you.
Okay.
Y'all, this man filled my heart to the brim with love.
Oh my God.
Then threw it up in the air, cocked the Glock, aimed it, shot.
Oh my
Then
God.
stepped back as he watched me splatter on the concrete. He then proceeded to say, "Excuse me," as he stepped over my scattered remains, you know, because he's a gentleman like that.
Girl.
A twisted,
Woo!
a twisted thing, like, you know.
That one, that one put me in a hole.
It sound like it. It sound like
I lost myself with that person.
Ooh.
And it's crazy because that person introduced me to the whole artist industry and everything. That person pushed me to put my poetry out.
Did it make it hard for you to continue with your poetry because of that?
No. It made me say, after I got out of my hole, I said never again will I let anybody take my light from me.
Right.
I said because I am more than that. I deserve better than that. And what that person portrayed was, I'm such a gentleman, I'm such a nice person. But you're not.
Right.
You're not. And the thing is, you think you have all these people fooled. And I'm not a person for revenge or none of that. I sit back and I let God handle it. Because karma is real.
Oh, it comes back around.
It comes back around.
And it don't go in the same form either.
No. And I sat back. I put that person out of my mind, and I watched how karma worked for me. And not only did other people start seeing how that person truly is, that person went through some things. And with the whole, when I wrote that, I finally hit a point where I was like, I need to free him out of me. I need to get him out of me. Because he literally came, took my light, put me in this hole, and walked away. And when I finally got to a point where I was like, I'm done. They tried to come back. I'm talking about tried everything to come back. I blocked, deleted. I'm not a blocking person. I don't block, I don't delete pictures. Everything of this person was completely wiped out of my life. I did a complete purge. And I said, never again. I can't even be your friend because you don't know what a friend is.
Wow.
So, and
it
I
takes
told
a lot
him
of strength
that.
and courage to do stuff like that, though.
And it's so crazy because I'm such a forgiving person.
And understanding.
Very understanding. Like my ex, my first everything, me and him are like best friends. I'm almost like best friends with his girlfriend. All of us hang out.
Right.
Close friends. This woman never has to worry about me, and she knows that. So with him, the one that poem was about, I said, I can't even be your friend. I've tried, and so many times you made me look like a fool.
So I bet you that was tough for you being an understanding person.
Ooh, that was one of the hardest things because I actually fell in love with him. I fell deeply and madly in love, and I kept telling him, are you sure you want this? We can just have fun and mess around if that's what you want.
Right.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. But no, it was no, I want this. I'm serious about this. I want marriage. I want kids, and I want it with you. Are you sure? Yeah. But then when I finally had to talk, I'm like, listen, I'm finally in this. Like, my feelings are deeply in this. Girl, I went on vacation. On my vacation, I get a text, we need to talk. I said, if it ain't one thing, it's another. I come back, and that's what the conversation was. You no longer want what you told me you wanted. Now you're saying, oh, I wasn't single long enough.
That you were given an opportunity to make that decision.
Exactly. So it was like, my little heart was just crushed. I'm like,
right.
I tried so hard to avoid this.
And you pulled me in.
You pulled me in constantly. And I tried everything I could to avoid this.
How did you climb out of that hole?
Ooh. A lot of prayer. A lot of actually taking myself out of the situation and looking at me. And a lot of having to realize this is not you. Like, you can't let this person change you like that. That's just one human being.
Right.
You can't let them change you. You got a lot ahead of you, and you're blocking all of that because of this.
Was that before you came up with Pain is Beautiful or after?
That was before. That was before.
Understandable though.
Yeah.
Cause you needed that to grow.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Even though it was tough. So.
Oh, it was so tough. But I will say, I think it got me to a point where, with the whole dating situation, currently not dating right now, and it's not that I don't want to, it's just, you gotta come strong.
You got standards.
I'm never lowering them.
And you shouldn't. On
period. And I feel like what I asked for is not a lot.
Right.
Because I asked for what you would want in a woman. I want whatever I want, I can give. Right. And everything. So I need my man to be able to do the same. And also, don't come at me just about sex. I ain't got time for that.
Right.
If I wanted to do that, I can stick with the same person I've been with and not add a body. I'm looking for somebody that can stimulate me mentally. Right. If you can't do that, it ain't gonna work.
Y'all heard it. She said it. So y'all heard it. So what is the most exhilarating part about being a poet?
The most exhilarating.
Look, you're excited already.
It's the praise you get. When people come to you and say, "Oh, when you said that part, I felt that," or I resonated with that. And
I went home and I was ready. You made me ready.
Girl, when I left, girl, I don't know what you did. So all of that.
At home, you know who I was.
It makes you feel noticed. It makes you feel like you're actually making a difference. Even if it's just some sexual stuff, it makes you feel like you're making a difference.
So what's your goal with your poetry?
My goal with my poetry, I always say, is to tell someone's story who may not know how to tell it. So that's where, because I've had other poems where I wrote specifically for friends and I never performed them, but I let them hear it and they were like, "Oh my God, Nay, that's exactly what I was going through." I've had people break down and I'm like, I felt like you needed that, so this is my gift to you. Right. And I've never performed them.
Are you published?
No.
Why not?
So
we can work on that.
I do. So my whole thing right now, and people always like get on me, but I always tell people I haven't gotten that sign yet to go forward with it. So for right now, poetry for me is what I do strictly out of love for the art. And I have so much other stuff outside of poetry that is still going on that I'm trying to get in order. I'm going back to school again and everything. I graduated.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm going back to school.
What's your study?
I'm a surgical tech.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm about to go back for my RN. Then after I get my RN, I got to do 2 years of ICU, and then I'm getting my CRNA.
Okay, well, what does that mean?
That is basically nurse anesthetist. And I'm going to be anesthesia. The nurse of anesthesia. I'm going to be legally knocking people out.
If that's the way you want to know. Don't put that on your resume in the interview. Because they're going to tell you, sis, we can't hire you. You getting a thrill out of this. Like,
oh my God.
I had a friend who worked for CVS, and I was like, I didn't know they worked for CVS, and I asked him, I said, "Where you work at?" "Oh, I'm a legal drug supplier." I was like, what? And it was like, "I work for CVS." I said, "Don't let them know that you're saying that. That's the way you describe your job."
But that's what it is. That's basically what it is.
But if a management person like that, they're gonna be like, "The hell?"
You don't say that,
you know.
Because
when the person said it to me, I said, "They hired you?" Like,
no, that's just what it is.
So what made you go into that field?
Oh, I love nursing. I love helping people. I love being able to help somebody have a better quality of life. Like, that is my passion. And I work.
So how does anesthesia play into helping somebody have? Well, I guess because the surgery.
I'm about to say, because they still have to get that surgery. They
But
have
you
to
was
be put
excited
under.
about knocking them out.
No, wait. Listen. I'm not excited about knocking them out. That's not the part. I'm just saying that's what I do.
Okay.
But no, like, so I always knew that I wanted to be in the OR. But what I didn't, like, what part of the OR I didn't know. I was like, I don't want to be the surgeon. I don't want that responsibility.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
So, exactly. Whew, that's a lot. And so, when I found the surge tech, I actually didn't know what the heck a surge tech was at first. And when it just happened to, like, stumble upon, like, I opened the phone one day and it popped up, you know, the ads and stuff. What the heck is this?
Somebody will listen to your brain activity.
Exactly. I was like, anyway, so I said, let me look into this. And I looked into it. I said, oh, so these are the people that actually, like, pass the instruments and everything, help, like, retract stuff. And I said, okay, so they assist the surgeon without doing the surgery and not fully assist in, like, a first assist or something. So I was like, okay. I was like, let me look into that. Loved it. But I was like, I want to go further. I want to live a comfortable life. I don't care about being rich, but I want to be comfortable. And I want to be able to continue to help people because that's what I do. And sometimes in order to help people, you got to have money.
Right.
So when I looked more into everything, I said, okay, anesthesia. They have to learn a lot as well.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to make sure that person is good when they're going down. They got to make sure the person isn't feeling anything. They got to make sure the person maybe not remember if, you know, they're not fully under and everything. And they have a more personal relationship with the patient.
Mm.
So I was like, okay, they'll interact with the patient a little more than what I do. So I was like, okay, I like that. And they make good money. It's a good guaranteed job.
Are you demanding hours? Like,
And
on-call
I feel
type
like
stuff?
all hospital stuff, basically.
Yeah.
So, and I'm okay with that. But, like I said, I feel like that's my passion. That's what I want to do. Like,
You look excited about
I
it.
am so excited because
Especially knocking people out. I'm going to just
Look.
keep messing with you. I'm going to keep picking at you about it.
And it's so funny because I always tell people that.
And then laugh with it.
And
like,
they like,
you saw me always saying, like, what?
my bad.
Who is your greatest inspiration and why?
Honestly, and this may sound cliche because people say this stuff. My mother.
Why is that cliche?
Because people like
That's the truth.
it's true, but you know, so many people say stuff like that. But
We don't care. We don't care. We being nice.
I watched my mom go through so much and never falter. Like, this woman never broke a sweat. And I'm like, this woman is literally the definition of superwoman. I watched this woman raise kids that weren't hers, take on, you know, family members that didn't really care for her that much and treated her bad, and she still never skipped a beat.
So she
still
gave you that
showed
kind
up.
for giving bone.
Yes.
She gave that to you.
Oh my gosh, yes. My mother will give you the clothes off her back. I've watched this woman take in so many people, family members and everything, and give them a place to lay their head and help them until they can get on their feet. She does it to this day, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, even with all the stuff that she has going on, health problems and all that, she still does not stop. And I'm like,
Kudos to mom.
listen, look, love you, mom.
That's right.
You know, like, I love that woman so much.
Do you ever write any pieces like about her strength and inspiration and stuff?
I actually haven't yet, and I'm shocked that I haven't.
Me too.
I'm shocked
I'm
that
really
I haven't.
shocked.
I've thought about it, but it hasn't, like, hit yet. So I'm like, when I write it, I want to make sure it is.
Give her flowers now.
Yes, I want to make sure it's authentic, and she feels
Yeah.
every emotion I put into it. So I haven't yet sat down and actually, like, done it yet.
Yeah. It's coming though.
Oh, it's coming. It's definitely coming. And I'm like, and I know that it's going to be a very emotional piece for me.
Well, I guess you answered this question, but I'm going to ask it just in case you got a different answer. If you could do anything different in your life, what would it be? Like, if you had a do-over button, what situation would you be like, I got to do that over?
You know what? Surprisingly enough, I wouldn't change anything. Because it may alter the person that I am now. And I feel like the person I am now is who I'm meant to be. And everything I went through in life, whether good or bad, prepared me. And it made this person that I am now.
That's why I feel like you answered it already. Because we kind of touched on it. So do you have any words of wisdom?
Words of wisdom. Never, ever give up on your goals. Never give up on your dreams. Whatever you set out to do, do it. Don't let anybody stop you. Don't let any hurt or pain cause you to stop. It's okay to pause, but yourself back in it. Never stop. And please be obedient. Because I learned. Obedience woo, gets you a long way. A long way.
Can you do me a piece?
Can I read it from my phone?
Yeah.
Okay, say less. Okay. Ooh, let's see. Ooh, period. Let's see.
You perform with your phone?
Yes, I have to.
Me too. You don't remember none of your pieces?
Only one that I've gotten the closest to remembering is my Black Lives Matter one. But I still check because for some reason, like sometimes I'll be reading the poem in my head and I didn't jump further than what I did, what my mouth is saying. And it messes me up. It messes me up bad. So I'm like, I'd rather just have a phone.
Like, I got a poem where I know most of it, and what I do is I have the first 3 words. Like, I don't never read the poem, but I have the first 3 words of every line, every stanza written down. So, like, as I'm hitting the stanzas, I look at the first word, and I know what the whole next paragraph is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But that's all I need to get through the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But yeah, so I do that too, so I understand.
I always tell people, shoot, I don't feel bad for having to use my phone.
Now, my challenge to myself is that I don't want to use my phone.
Okay.
But I've been told multiple times, like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You know what I'm saying?
I had to learn how to perform with my phone.
That's what I need to master.
That's what I had to learn.
In my opinion, that's what I needed to master. Other people's opinion, it's fine. You know
exactly.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know, you're your worst critic.
Exactly.
Which is a good thing because that promotes growth. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I kind of feel like I bombed that. And they be like, oh my God, that was so awesome. And I'm like,
you sure? You sure? I don't feel like that. I don't think I gave what I was supposed to give. Right.
I feel like I could have did better, you know?
So much better.
I did. I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. You are awesome. Keep doing what you're doing, baby.
Thank you. I was just a little girl with innocence in my eyes and Barbie dolls on my mind. I was just a little girl when you would pick me up and swing me around, and I laugh and scream with joy and bliss. I was just a little girl when we'd run around playing games all day and the tickle fights lasted until my tummy hurt, but I didn't want to stop. I was just a little girl when you would pick me up and put me on your lap to tell me stories. I was just a little girl when you would give me tight hugs and ask for a kiss on the cheek. I was just a little girl when you would tickle me and got too close to the buds on my chest. I was just a little girl when I felt something move under me while I was sitting on your lap for one of your stories. I was just a little girl when you told me, shh, don't tell nobody, or you'd get in trouble. I was just a little girl when you wanted to play house. I was just a little girl when you kissed me on the mouth. I was just a little girl. When I felt that pain deep within my womb, I was just a little girl. When I laid there and just cried silently to myself, I was just a little girl. When you opened me wide, I was just a little girl. When you took my innocence from me, I was just a little girl. The lies of I love you leave your lips as I look at the purple and blue marks of your love that you left on my flesh. I guess sometimes you get a little angry and you can't control it. Maybe your mother never taught you how to control your emotions. Eyes swollen to the point I can't see any escape. I love you so much that I keep forgiving your grown man tantrums. But do I love myself enough to leave? kids and marriage. You promised all these things, and after 5 years, I have yet to see a ring. Only fists flying at me full speed, heated with hatred and rage, just to be cool with love, affection, and tears. Why were you the one crying when it was me that your fists were eyeing? Maybe he does love me. Maybe I'm delusional, caught up in my own fairy tale world. But in my fairy tale world, my skin is a beautiful golden brown with no evidence of blood pooling underneath. It wasn't supposed to be like this. You weren't this way in the beginning. What happened to that sweet, loving gentleman that had stolen my heart right out of my chest? He's still there. I tell myself, trying to put my worries at rest. But it's evident. Because I flinch whenever you just call my name. And when I lie in bed with you, it's no longer pleasure, only pain. When is the sun going to come out and stop all this rain? Staying with this man, what am I to gain? Scared to go to my family because all I feel is shame. I was drawn to this man like a moth to a flame, so I feel as though I have my own self to blame. All because of those 3 words he would always proclaim. I love you. How could you love me when all you show is hate? You painted my body with the blues and blacks of your insecurities, saying you didn't want to lose me. Your actions and your words constantly contradict. I was never the problem. It was your inability to be a man. So from this day forward, I take a stand. I'm no longer going to be your punching bag or canvas of misery. I will no longer make my family worry or have to explain why my vision is blurry. My eyes are open to your trickery, and I pray that God shows you mercy. I love myself, and I know that I'm worthy. So that once strong woman again, I will be. From this day forward, I set myself free.
Tink did not come to play with you hoes. I came to slay, bitch.